Hello again. In my continuing hunt for new gaming experiences, I would like to share another unexpected gem. This is Mad Marty, and this is a casual gamer's review to World of Warships Legends on the PS4. Originally a PC game, this game was released as free content in 2019 for the PS4 by the company Wargaming. At the time of this review, it was still listed as free content. This is a truly unique game simulating battleship combat, mainly from the first half of the 20th century. You take control of a number of ship types from numerous countries including the United States, United Kingdom, Japan, Germany, Italy, and Russia. The free content offers online AI combat and PvP. There is some ranked combat, but appears to be paid content. Players get to use three main types of ships. First, you have destroyers, which are fast ships with low armor but powerful torpedoes. Then you have cruisers, which use medium maneuverability and firepower. And then finally you have the battleships, with their trademark big guns, heavy armor, but they turn like dump trucks. The game pretty much plays like a never-ending party of combat, so let's go ahead and get started with the pros and cons. First, we'll talk about the pros. Having played the game for a couple weeks now, I wasn't able to find any glaring weaknesses in the gameplay. The graphics are good and I have no real complaints. Overall, I didn't see any major exploits within the game itself, so there does seem to be a decent amount of balance. The game also advances pretty easily. Well, not easily, but let's just say that there's plenty to unlock, and I had no problem unlocking the bigger ships. You even get daily crates, which gives you tokens for additional purchases, and other unlockable content in the game which you can get for free, possibly on a daily basis. Unlike another free game I played recently, there is good flow in between combat, basically in between games. If you're killed, you can immediately jump into another game with practically no wait if one is available. On the other hand, if you feel like waiting around, there is some good spectating cameras which let you see the entire field when you're killed. They probably give the best graphical views of the game arena for the entire gameplay, and in my case, I get killed quite a bit, so I get this choice fairly frequently. One little neat feature that I didn't really expect was that the game actually has very good biographies for both the ships and commanding officers that you unlock. There's a lot of interesting and unexpected information that can actually teach you something. It's a good read to burn time as you unlock different officers and ships. One final major pro that I just want to point out there was I found myself using this phrase a lot. One more battle. One more battle, Marty. Anytime that I lost early, let's just go ahead and do one more battle. Maybe I won like 2 or 3 in a row. Let's just do one more battle. It's 1:30 in the morning. What's one more battle gonna do? When a game has you hooked this well, you know that the game makers are doing something right. So I will admit that the phrase, one more battle, is used probably more than it should by me. So, you've been warned. I've been talking this game up a lot so far, so let's go ahead and get to some of these cons or downsides or whatever I can find on it. For starters, the game does have the campaign mode, but I found myself asking, what the heck do I need that for? The PvP and AI combat more than suffice. So by the time I started looking for a campaign mode, I honestly barely cared. I did later find out that it looks like more paid content anyways, so it was really kind of a non-issue for me. However, the lack of a campaign mode might be a problem for some players out there. One other minor gripe I want to stick in there. This game has a lot of in-game currency which they use towards ranking advancement, general unlocks, premium content. And I know this is more common with paid games, but these additional tokens just get a little messy and convoluted, and I think it detracts from the game a little bit. I think it's something they can definitely do without, but that's just a minor criticism on my part. Next up, I have to admit that the gameplay can be slow. Some of these ships take forever to move, and certain gamers may not like that. It was probably the biggest weakness that I could see in the game. However, it does add an extra layer of realism to it, so I kind of let it go. Speaking of combat, not only can it be slow, it can also be frustrating. Especially when you seem to hit the enemy numerous times, but you're not scoring any damage, or practically no damage, but yet they can turn your ship into Swiss cheese, or they can't miss you at all. It's actually quite frustrating. Then there's the torpedoes. And let's just say when you're seeing torpedoes on the horizon, sometimes you really can't do much about that. Let's just go ahead and leave this here for a moment.
Torpedoes to port.
I'm just going to say, though, it's pretty cool when you do dodge them, because it's probably frustrating to the enemy. Look at this. That's a nice little dodge. Anyways, moving on. So, is this a good game? Would I consider the paid content? If I didn't have other things to do, I would totally participate in some of the deeper features of this game. I think that paying for some of the campaigns and premium pieces of the game are probably worth it. In terms of just a well put together game, I'd give this 4 out of 5 stars. Almost a 5-star just from the fact it's free, and I can't really find any major flaws with it. So, great game overall, and I definitely recommend it. So there you have it, World of Warships Legends on the PS4. A good game for a casual gamer like myself. And speaking of casual games, if you like what you see, feel free to check out some of my other reviews or other content. In any case, I do appreciate you watching, and this is, once again, Mad Marty, reminding you to do what's responsible, avoid what's irresponsible, make the most of what you got, and get respect. Mad respect. See you next time.